In this video, we are going to go through how to add or edit a button in a Unity vocabulary. I've got a Unity 84 sequence vocabulary open here. However, you can do this in any of the Unity files. The process is still the same. I may want to edit a button that is already in this vocabulary. I may wish to change the icon to a photo or maybe a different icon. I may wish to change the voice output or what the icon says, or I may wish to change the label or the words that are printed on top of the icon there. Let's do an example of editing a button that already exists. And I'm going to edit the button that is chocolate milk. I'm going to change it to Milo because for me that makes a lot more sense. To do this, you can either use the cog in the top right hand corner, choose Setup key, and then follow the instruction to choose the key that you wish to modify, which will bring you to this screen here. Something that's important to know is that you must be looking at the icon you wish to change before you touch Setup key. Alternatively, you can get to that menu by using a mouse if you have it plugged into the USB port on the back of the device by right-clicking and choosing Setup. Same page here. When I do my editing, I follow an editing triangle of sorts. So I usually start with the change icon, the number 1, then I move up to number 2, which is spell message, which is the voice output, or define the key function, what I want the key to do. And then thirdly, changing the label or the words that are printed on top of the button. I'm going to go ahead and change the icon first. I could import an icon if I have saved some photos onto a USB and have it plugged into the back of the device. I could use my device to take a picture with the camera that's on the device, or I could spell an icon to find it. And I'm going to type in Milo. There it is. Now my icon has changed, but the word still says chocolate milk. So I'm going to go up to number 2, change the voice message. I'm going to backspace, and I'm going to type in Milo. Importantly, I'm going to make sure that I hit space at the end of this word. This is so that if I am speaking Milo in a sentence and I have another word after Milo, the device knows to put that slight pause in between two different words rather than joining two words together. I'm going to hit OK. What you will notice is that the label has automatically changed on the button. It now says Milo. And that's the reason that I edit in this particular triangle, and I'm happy with that. So I'm going to press OK. I'm going to go in and check that it's there. Perfect. Something else I might want to do is move the position of this icon, and maybe I want it towards the front here because it's something that I use or have quite regularly. I am going to use my right click and go back into setup, and this button down here which says change position, I'm just going to move it along to the front of the line and press OK. When I go back in and check, it's now at the front. Something else you can do is right click and use cut copy and then paste it into another available spot. It's another way you can change the location of your vocabulary. Now that we've edited one that's a button that is already in the vocabulary, let's have a look at adding a button in. I might want to add a button that is a family member or classmates. I might want to add a specific favorite food or potentially a game that I really enjoy playing, or maybe a place that I really like to go. Before adding any vocabulary, it is recommended that you check that this does not already exist in the vocabulary. To do this, I'm going to go up to the keyboard and use the word finder function. I'm going to type in and just make sure that something that I want to program in isn't already in here. And maybe I really like playing the game Hungry Hippos. At the top it tells me no matches have been found for Hungry Hippo, so I'm okay to go and add this in. I'm going to add Hungry Hippos under the dice icon. That's where I've got my games. And in here, I'm going to program Hungry Hippos. So I'm going to right click and set up, or I could, once I'm looking at the key that I want to edit or add to, choose the setup key. Brings me to the same page. Number 1, I'm going to change the icon. I'm going to spell to find an icon. And I want the icon to be a hippo. Maybe I like this hippo here. I'm going to change the message here, or what the device says. I don't want it just to say hippo. I'm going to navigate to the very front by using the arrow. And I'm going to make it hungry, hungry hippo. And press OK. Now the device will say hungry, hungry hippo. You can see number 3, the label now says hungry, hungry. But perhaps I want to change the label so that I can see the word hippo on there as well. So I might change and maybe just call it hungry hippo. This is an example of where the message or the voice that comes out of the device is different to the words or the label that is printed on the button. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to press OK. And I'm going to go back into my games and check that Hungry Hippos is here. Perfect. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to add or edit any vocabulary in your Unity file.